Thank you so much for joining us for the Borlaug Scholar Recognition Ceremony. We are so excited to be here honoring all of your achievements. We also recognize that we cannot do this alone, and we would not be here today without the unwavering support and investment of Paul and Claudia Schickler. Since 2012, over 2,000 Iowa students have participated in the Iowa Youth Institute and have gone on to pursue hunger-fighting career paths and are working towards a hunger-free world. What started with just 100 students at the Memorial Union in 2012 has now grown to nearly 300 students. Their commitment to this program has truly changed the lives and will have a lasting impact on our young leaders for years to come. Please help me in welcoming the chair of the World Food Prize Council of Advisors and one of the Iowa Youth Institute's greatest supporters, Paul Schickler.
Thank you, and congratulations. What a great day of presentations, a great day of dialogue among the students and with their experts. But also I want to congratulate you on the commitment that you've made. You started your work months ago in volunteering to participate in the Borlaug Youth Institute and spent a lot of time developing your report and preparing for your presentation. So congratulations on a job well done. My career started at Pioneer Hybrid International about 40 years ago, and throughout that career, my work, my job, my focus was in agriculture and food production. But now as we enter the current times and look into the future, that focus singularly on agriculture and food production is not what the future is going to be like. It's going to be much more complex. We're going to be dealing with things like climate change, soil health, water quality, the environment, and consumer trends that are changing and will continue to change. All of those issues, in addition to agriculture and food production, will be on the table, and therefore it will be challenging and complex. But now we have another complexity to add to that mix, and that's COVID-19. We're dealing with some of those situations today, but I think even into the future, you'll see further impacts to agriculture and food production, particularly as this experience affects the supply chain for food production. So that challenge is going to be greater. It's going to require more people to be involved, and I think more importantly, more skills and a diversity of skills for us to meet the challenge and be successful into the future. But with that challenge, I believe, comes significant opportunity. What excites me and drives me is that I spent my career focusing upon agriculture and food production, but also having the ability to really participate in the greater good that occurred from focusing on agriculture and food production. You too can do the same. You can follow your interest, your skills, your passion, and also have an impact on the greater good. I would maintain that few jobs in any industries would offer that kind of fulfillment and opportunity. So let me give you one example of many that I experienced in my career at Pioneer, then DuPont Pioneer, and now Corteva. One example. In 2008, a group of our Indian team came to me and made a request for an investment of $16,000 so that they could build 2 water treatment facilities in rural Western India, a very impoverished area. We gave them that money, and again, that was in 2008. 8 years later, I returned to that same area. I had to visit some of the farms around Ahmedabad, India, an area in Western India. We were doing crop tours, visiting with farmers so that we could not only visit with farmers and learn how their experience with our products were proceeding, but also answer their questions about how they could move their production and their farming opportunity forward. We finished one visit at a farm, and the local Indian team was very anxious to take me somewhere else. So we got in a car, had about a 30-minute drive further into rural India, and then we walked about 20 minutes outside of a village, a very poor village, very underdeveloped village, and the Pioneer Indian team was very enthusiastic to show me the water treatment facility that had been built 8 years before then. It was still being run, it was still being maintained, it was funded by the local village that the water treatment facility was servicing, and who knows how many thousands, maybe even how many millions of lives were affected by that water treatment plant in that area, so that families had a clean, reliable source of water, so the family could be healthy, they could be nutritious, and so the children and babies could grow up without fear of disease or a shortage of clean water. So that was very rewarding for me to see, something that had been done 8 years ago, that we had sponsored, that was still working and being run locally enabled today, and remembering that there were 2 of those facilities built 8 years ago. So clearly, my experience working in agriculture and food not only made an impact in those areas, but also had an impact in the greater good of providing a reliable and clean water supply in that village. And the second village that we also invested in India. Now, I could go on with numerous other examples around how my work did result in not only improved agricultural production, but also in a higher good for local people. But that's not the important issue. The important issue is you, what you can do by focusing your skills, your energy, and your interests in agriculture and food challenges, but also expand that into the complexities that we are facing today and will continue into the future. Those areas like climate change, the environment, gender equity, and soil and water health. If you do that, if you follow your interest and your passion, I don't have any doubt that you'll have a rewarding career in agriculture and food systems, but also with the higher good that will result. So, congratulations again on a great day. You've made the most important first step. You've already committed to this opportunity. You've already invested time and energy. You've done a great job in delivering your presentation today. Your first step has been a great one. Please continue it. If you need any help, guidance, assistance along the way, you have multiple resources to rely upon. The World Food Prize, the experts that you engaged with today, your family, your relatives, other students, counselors, and your teachers. You have a whole array of individuals to rely upon to continue the journey to follow your passion. Congratulations, job well done.
Thank you so much, Paul. We are so grateful to have had you join us here today. Now I'd like to turn it over to our president, Barbara Stinson, who would like to share a message with you all.
Congratulations, you are now a Borlaug Scholar. For your effort to research a global challenge affecting food security and sustainable development, analyzing the evidence, and offering your recommendations and original ideas for how to address it. Thank you. You are now part of Dr. Norman Borlaug's legacy, and life's work lives on. His life's work lives on in you. Norman Borlaug, or as his friends like to call him, Norm, is considered the father of the Green Revolution. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1970 for saving over 1 billion people from starvation. He has saved arguably more lives than any person who has ever lived. And he did it with food. He was a farmer, a scientist, a plant breeder, and pathologist. But when Norm won the Nobel Prize in 1970, they had to sneak him through the window of peace. Despite his incredible contributions in science, the advances he'd made in plant breeding, the development of miracle wheat varieties that doubled and tripled agricultural production around the world, saving the lives of over 1 billion people, the Nobel Committee didn't recognize his scientific or agricultural achievement. They recognized his humanitarian impact, stating that there is hunger and human suffering in the world, and where there is, there can never be peace. Norm went to the Nobel Committee, and he challenged them to create a new Nobel Prize for food and agriculture. He wanted a way to recognize the critical work and solutions that would be needed. And as he looked ahead 50 to 100 years, he saw the challenges of rising population, limited resources that would be available, new plant and animal diseases that would emerge, and old threats like wheat rust that had to come back to threaten the world's food supply. He knew there needed to be a way to elevate these pressing issues and to celebrate the individuals working to solve these critical problems around the world. The Nobel Committee told Norm they wouldn't do it. But Norm was a wrestler, and he wasn't one to back down from a fight. He believed in this, so he took it on himself to create the World Food Prize. With the initial support of General Foods and a generous endowment from the John Ruan family, Norm created the World Food Prize to celebrate and elevate those real-life heroes whose hands touch the soil and hearts of all mankind. Those heroes all around us, working every day to sustainably increase the quality and quantity and availability of food for all. Because of their incredible work and the efforts of millions of others around the world, in every country and in every community, the last 50 years have been the single greatest period of food production and hunger reduction in all of human history. And this year, we will recognize the 50th World Food Prize laureate. You are now forever tied to Norman Borlaug and to the legacy of all of our laureates. You are a hunger fighter. And in the year 2050, as the world's population peaks at around 10 billion people, you will be at the peak of your professional career. Whatever path you choose in life, you will be the ones making the decisions that make a difference when it matters most. You'll be the CEOs, the scientists, the farmers and philanthropists, the innovators and inventors, engineers, entrepreneurs. You will be the people who feed the world, protect the planet, improve human health, grow the global economy, strengthen communities, empower others to achieve their potential. You have the opportunity to be one of those real-life heroes whose hands touch the soil and hearts of all mankind, because you are a Borlaug Scholar. Congratulations.
I too would like to congratulate you all on becoming Borlaug Scholars. What a remarkable achievement you have made here today. With all of this in mind, I would like to introduce Iowa State University's Endowed Dean's Chair of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Dean Robeson, who would like to share a message with you all.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dan Robeson, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of being the Dean of the Iowa State University College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. And we have been thrilled to host you here at the Iowa Youth Institute, here at Iowa State University, as part of the World Food Prize programming. What you've done these past hours is remarkable. You've worked with people like our Associate Dean for Global Engagement, Dr. David Acker, and our Associate Dean for Academic Innovation, Dr. Carmen Bain. And you've thought about the future of the world, about feeding the hungry, about taking care of our landscapes. I know what you've done is remarkable, and I know personally because my own daughter did this program some years ago. We want to thank you for being here, for participating. We want to thank especially the teachers who helped bring you here and prepare you for these events, and your parents for help making it happen. Dr. Norman Borlaug, a native of Iowa from Cresco area, would be so proud to see you all here today and to know that his legacy of helping to take care of the world continues today among Iowa's youth. Thanks for being here. Really, it's really great. I want you also to know that because of your participation here today, because you've demonstrated your interest and your commitment to these kinds of topics, our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences will be offering you a scholarship to help you attend this college here at Iowa State University. You'll hear from Andy Zier in our Academic Affairs Office and others who will be helping you to understand how the scholarship works and how you can access it, and we hope you'll come here and join us. There are others here already who have done so. For example, I hope you'll join Hannah from Dubuque, who will major in animal science this fall, and Christopher from Fonda, Iowa, who will major in agronomy, and Leah from Riverside, Iowa, who is majoring in global resource systems. All of the majors in the college are available to you, and we'd be thrilled to have you join us. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating in this wonderful event. Thanks to the World Food Prize for allowing us to be part of their organization as well. And I hope you've had a great day. Bye now.
What a thoughtful message from Dean Robeson. We too cannot thank you all enough for your participation here today. I would like to say once more how much Kelsey would have loved to be here with you all. I know how proud she is of all that you have accomplished. As we look forward, Kelsey will be reaching out to you to inquire further about your potential interest in our Global Youth Institute. As you may know, the GYI is a once-in-a-lifetime experience that allows you to interact with peers from across the world here in Des Moines. Furthermore, all Iowa students selected to participate also receive an additional $2,000 scholarship to Iowa State University. One other opportunity I would like to mention is our Wallace Carver Fellowship Program with the United States Department of Agriculture. This opportunity is now open to each and every one of you, since you are now Borlaug Scholars. Wallace Carver Fellows are college-age students who apply and are placed to work in USDA research facilities across the United States. So, be sure to be on the lookout for more information on this program. Well, it has been a tremendous opportunity to work with you all to support your endeavors as Borlaug Scholars. I know I speak for all of us at the World Food Prize Foundation when I say how fortunate we all are to have had the opportunity to host you virtually today. I will officially be signing off, but I would like to share an inspirational message from Nobel Peace Prize laureate Wangari Maathai to help you round out your day. Please enjoy.
We are constantly being bombarded by problems that we face, and sometimes we can get completely overwhelmed. The story of the hummingbird is about this huge forest being consumed by a fire. All the animals in the forest come out, and they are transfixed as they watch the forest burning, and they feel very overwhelmed, very powerless, except this little hummingbird. It says, I'm going to do something about the fire. So it flies to the nearest stream, takes a drop of water, and it puts it on the fire and goes up and down, up and down, up and down, as fast as it can. In the meantime, all the other animals, much bigger animals like the elephant with a big trunk, could bring much more water. They are standing there helpless, and they are saying to the hummingbird, what do you think you can do? You're too little. This fire is too big. Your wings are too little. And you're big, so small. You can only bring a small drop of water at a time. But as they continue to discourage it, it turns to them without wasting any time and tells them, I am doing the best I can. And that, to me, is what all of us should do. We should always feel like a hummingbird. I may feel insignificant, but I certainly don't want to be like the animals watching as the planet goes down the drain. I will be a hummingbird. I will do the best I can.